this computer, and welcome back everyone to our third session. Okay, we are in Do Not Covet, Seeing Your Life as a Gift. And last week, let's just see what we did on Tuesday. We went through an introduction about success, a general conversation, then about the Rambam, who took a very technical view of things, and then we started speaking about gratitude. Gratitude being the first step in actually being able to just stop worrying about what other people have, think about what you do have, developing a grateful perspective on life. Yes, even so, we're all in shutdown and we can't go around, but you know, I heard a beautiful explanation from Rabbi Sachs this week, actually a Rashi on the Chumash. We're going to have Seder next week, and we're going to say in the Haggadah, you know, Ba'avor zeh asa Hashem li b'tzeisim mitzrayim. Your children will ask you that, what's going on? And you have to say, because of this, God took us out of Egypt. And the question is how to read that. It doesn't read easily. What do you mean? You're sitting there eating the Pesach and the matzah, and you've got to say, because of this, God took us out of Egypt. Shouldn't it be the other way around? Because God took us out of Egypt, that's why we're doing this, to celebrate that. And in fact, some of the Meforshim, some of the great commentators say that's really what it means. But Rashi says, no, it doesn't mean that. It means what it's saying. God took us out of Egypt in order to do this. What are we doing? We're remembering that we were in Egypt. So it comes out an incredible thing. That why did God put us in Egypt to take us out of there? It took away our freedom in order that we forever should be the people that celebrate and promote and fight for freedom in the world. That's who we are. So who knows? Who knows what and why is going on now? But maybe, you know, one of the lessons we can learn from this is to realize what we had. Things have been taken away. What's been taken away? Simple things of being able to connect with other people, to give a hug, to give a kiss, to connect with people at the minyan, you know, no shuls at the moment. It's unbelievable what a change that is in the Jewish world, and yet it's been taken away. Maybe part of that is ba'avor zeh, in order that when we come out of it, to celebrate and to really, okay. So gratitude is the first step in coming to see your life. That's really what we want to come to, a perspective where we wake up in the morning and we are truly grateful for life, for being who we are, for our role in life. And that's what we started to speak about as well. And that was, well, hang on a second. Is it fair? Is it fair? We got to that question. And we started to read this. Is it fair? And I want to share something from Rabbi Volbe, because it's one of the most profound things I think I ever saw written down. So Rabbi Volbe, he was a great sage. He lived in Yerushalayim. I was actually merited to know him, to meet him. I used to teach at Or Sameach in Yerushalayim. I used to take my class to go and visit him every year. And we would go into his house. He lived in a little apartment in Givat Shaul, and would go into his room, and he was much older by then. He was sitting there learning, and you'd walk into the room, and you felt like there was someone else there. You felt like, what's going on here? Who else is in this room? And you suddenly realized it's God. It was an unbelievable experience. The man was so content and such a, you know, he epitomized this to me. And just to be in someone's presence like that, it's infectious. It's beautiful. When you meet someone when you're in the company of someone that really sees their life as a gift, that's really in touch with the gift of life and the pleasure of life and the opportunity of life, that's godly. So says Rabbi Volbe, every person should say, every single person, no exceptions. I, with my strengths, whatever they are, and talents, whatever they are, facial features, the way I look and appear to others, and personality traits which come with things that we are natural at and things that we struggle with. I'm unique in the world among all those living today, and in all past generations there was no one like me, nor will there ever be anyone like me until the end of time. God has sent me into the world with a unique mission that no one else can fulfill. Only I should say an I over here, only I in my one time existence. What a, I just want to read that again because it's so profound. Every person should say, you can read it along with me. I, with my strengths and talents, facial features and personality traits, am unique in the world. Among all those living today and in all past generations, there was no one like me, nor will there ever be anyone like me until the end of time. God has sent me into the world with a unique mission that no one else can fulfill, only I in my one time existence. And the meaning of this is just, it's profound because, first of all, wow, I'm not, as Marcus said last week, right? We are not in competition with anyone else besides ourselves. Am I better today than I was yesterday? There's no one else that can do what I have to do. I've been built specifically to deal with the life that I have and the opportunities and challenges that I have. I want to answer a question we asked on Tuesday, and that was, so according to the letter of the law, your neighbor gets a new car, and in the days when people had money, you could go and buy yourself a new car. I want that car. So we said, according to the letter of the law, that's okay. It's only if you try to get his car from him. So fine, that's the letter of the law. What we're doing over here is going beyond the letter of the law and really getting into the kishkas of it, getting into the yasoid, the fundamental principle. What really does God want us to do here, right? The Zohar says the mitzvot are guidelines, signposts, right? Come this way, but we're meant to follow much more than just this way, right? There's a whole world and so should one, is that okay? So I think it depends. If I know my unique mission in this world, and we'll speak a second about that now, what should I do when my neighbor gets a new car, and I think, wow, that's a nice car? So I have to ask myself a question. Not, oh, that's his car, nothing to do with me. I don't think that's realistic. Right? I think we do live in a world with other people. We do see what's happening around us, also for a reason. I can ask myself a very simple question. Am I, in my unique mission, going to be better off or worse off with that car? Meaning, is my neighbor someone to keep up with and I should follow him? No, absolutely not. But is my neighbor a role model, a potential role model that could show me the good way? Yes. And that's always a question that starts with you. Hang on a second. If I know my unique mission, so then I can answer that question, because then yes, you know what? That car would work very nicely for me. Or, no, I don't need a new car right now. My car's fine. I don't even need a car ever. I can't see myself ever having a car like that. However nice it appears. So that's how we answer that very important question. How do we know our unique mission in life? This is not an easy question. I have a few things to say about it. First of all, most of the time, we do not make major decisions. How many major decisions are there that we make in life? So most people will say there are three major decisions. I'd say four, right? Number one is normally the first major decision you make for yourself is your career, right? Your career. What career do I want to follow? Number two is marriage. Do I get married? Do I not get married? And who do I marry? Right? Career, marriage. 3, where do I live? Is a very major decision. And 4, I would say, is which shul do I go to? Okay. So how many times do we make those decisions? Once, twice, maybe 3 times in our lives. And when we do make those decisions, of course, those are major decisions.
Rabbi, if I may interject.
Yes.
Do you not consider naming your kids as one of the major decisions?
As what?
As one of the major decisions in life.
No, well, I didn't hear. What about kids?
What you name your children.
What you name
the
your
name
children?
You give the name you give your children at birth, yes.
Mystically, it's very significant towards them. I would not say on a rational level that's one of the major decisions of our life. No. I think that's part of life. It's, we have a kid, we name them, we try our best. That's not a make or break. That doesn't put you in a maybe mystically it puts the kid in a certain framework, but these put you in your framework. I live in my house with my wife, with and doing the thing that I do. Now the question is, okay, what is my unique mission? Is more to deal with what comes my way, right? The Viktor Frankl said, do not ask yourself what you want from the world, but ask what does the world want from you. And that means in any situation, any time of day, you can always ask yourself, what right now is God asking of me? What do I need to do, right? If it's within my career, well, how am I going to make this the best career possible? How am I going to become as successful as possible? How am I going to help as many people as possible in my career? Or how can I help people in a significant way through my career? In terms of my spouse, there's a beautiful Arizal. The Arizal says, when you get to heaven, you're going to be asked on every single mitzvah. Yes, folks, every single mitzvah. Did you fulfill them? Did you not? There's one mitzvah, hafta l'orecha kamecha. You're going to have to love your neighbor like yourself. Says the Arizal, when God asks you that question, you're going to, what's your first thought? Yeah. I was once walking down the street and I saw a homeless person and I reached into my pocket without them even asking me and I ran over and I gave them money. And God's going to say, that's beautiful, please, beautiful. That's not what I'm asking. Did you treat your neighbor like yourself? You say, but God, that was my neighbor. You're going to say, no, I'm not asking about the faraway neighbor. I'm asking about the neighbor that was with you all the time, your spouse. Right? The way you treat your spouse, of course, is the most significant relationship in the world, because that's the one, if you would say, what does God want from me? What has God given me to have to deal with? What I need to engage with? What is my environment? Of course, that's the ones closest to you. Right? So it's ridiculous that those people, and it's a human tendency, by the way, that we want to save the world and everyone out there. And the people closest to us, we're not that careful with. So, it's not such a nice story, but, Janis Joplin was a 60s flower child and love. And someone was interviewing her and said, Janis, so beautiful. What does your mother think about this? My mother? I hate my mother. That's ridiculous, right? That's antithesis of what we're speaking about, right? Finding your unique mission. And then you can go to sleep at night and ask that question. Was I better today than I was yesterday? Did I deal with everything that came my way in the best possible way? Because that's really our mission, right? That's our mission. And then understand that this frees us from all that energy about keeping up with the Joneses and having to be more than we are. No, we don't have to be more than we are. We just have to be ourselves, but make good of what we have. Make the best of what we have. And it's really all that God asks of us, right? Okay. Let's go on, because there are some beautiful applications of these ideas I want to share with you. The first one is over here. Right, we mentioned the Vilna Gaon, earlier on, and we said that he makes this really fantastic statement. He says, "Lo tachmod," this do not covet, is the general principle of the Ten Commandments and the entire Torah. It's a general principle of the entire Torah, and that's just unbelievable, right? And let's see how he develops this. Being content, which is the opposite of coveting, is the foundation of the entire Torah. And to uproot coveting, it's only possible with the emunah, faith, that one not need worry about tomorrow, and with a heart that is solid and strong in bitachon, trust. Trust the Almighty, right? When I ask people, what does, let's talk about being content. Go back to Ben Zoma, Ezo Asher, who is rich? One is happy with his lot. Who's rich? We think Bill Gates is rich, right? 50 billion, however many billions he has. Why? Why does that make him rich? Because we understand that Bill doesn't have to worry about tomorrow, right? His needs are met for as far as we can know eternity. Of course, in the middle of coronavirus, no, it's a great equalizer, right? Everyone with all their big wealth, not so fast. But okay, under normal circumstances, $50 billion, he's still not panicking about tomorrow. He's not having to think these small thoughts about how on earth am I going to get through Pesach. What else does a person that has money, a lot of money, have? What can Bill Gates do? He can start the Bill Gates, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and do beautiful things in the world. I mean, honestly, I would love to do that. Have billions of dollars. Get my buddy from what's his name? The investment guy. Warren Buffett to give me 36 billion to play around with, fixing the world. And the truth is, I think they did an amazing job. I would love that job. I'll take that job. So why would I take that job? Because it's grander and it sounds beautiful. That's not my world. That's not the world that God has given me right now. Maybe he will. Who knows? Where I'll end up. But right now, if I have betochen, if I have trust, so then, right, I can be an osher. I can be rich. Why? Because I understand God is protecting me. I am where I'm meant to be, and I'm secure over there. I have security. I don't really have to worry about tomorrow. You know what? I might not have enough for today and tomorrow, but God does. Ki la'olam chazdo. For his chesed, God's loving kindness is la'olam. La'olam always means two things: for the world, for the entire world. No matter how many people we have in this world, God can provide for the entire world. We still have not run out of food. And ki la'olam chazdo, la'olam also means forever, for eternity. God is unlimited. It's unlimited resources. Wow, just to think that the God who has made a covenant with me, covenant with the Jewish people, with this world, never to destroy it again, he has unlimited resources to take care of us. So I feel content. I feel I have security. On the other hand, I want opportunity. I want to fix this world. I want to be the one to get rid of polio from the world. I mean, unbelievable what the Gates Foundation has done. It's not my personal mission. Apparently not. My personal mission is to deal with where I am today. Yes, there are some major decisions which now and again we do make, and we should think very carefully about them and put ourselves in those situations where they should lead to doing great things, uplifting, elevating ourselves, and making an impact in society, as greater impact. Of course, we should be trying to do that, but on a day-to-day level, that's not where my head is. That's not where my heart is. It's, wow, my opportunity today is to be as nice as I can and to be as good to my wife, to my kids, to my friends, to the people I work with, for being as honest I can and devoted as I can to the work that I do. And now, right, a lot of us are not working. A lot of us, life is completely different how it used to be. It's a strange enough, my life is pretty much the same. This is what I do. I sit here and I learn Torah and I try to share it with people, mainly online, and I write. But I realize that for most people, life is very different right now. And the question is not to ask, why is this happening to me? Because we don't know. We don't have prophets. But the real question is to ask, what does God want from me today? What are my challenges today? Right? If it's dealing with people, if it's taking care of needs, if it's dealing with boredom, right? God says, I'm giving you time. What are you do something with it? So your answer can't be, God, I'm bored. You have to be, okay, God's given me time to do what? Maybe I can read something, maybe I can learn, I can join this class. Kol hakavod to all of you, right? You're all doing what? Okay. Beautiful serenity prayer. I'm not sure of the source of it. God, give me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Now, I want to address a question over here. What is the balance between contentment and ambition? This is a big question because so much of our time is spent trying to do more, trying to get more, right? We're ambitious. We want to achieve things. Is not contentment the opposite? Isn't contentment saying, well, I have everything, I'm so gifted? So I think there's a beautiful balance. And the balance is, it should be clear to all of us. It's, yes, of course I'm content. Of course, my contentment comes in the sense that I have exactly what I need. And I can be ambitious, as 100% ambitious, to use everything that I've been given, to use my life, to truly believe that this is the life that God wants me to lead, right? To know that I'm in the situation where, and even if it's from bad decisions from before that I arrive here, I can stop, I can think, and part of maybe what we can do during this time is, what are the major things I need to change in my life? Maybe they're major things I need to change. Who knows? But I can be ambitious to do that within the sense that that is all in my control. I've accepted everything that's not in my control. I know that's God's. That's God's choice. Now I'm in control to do with them as best as I can, and to really find self-elevation and perhaps impact, in a positive impact in this world, in other through that. Okay, there's a beautiful midrash. The midrash says like this: all the 630 mitzvahs are included in the 10 commandments. The midrash below compares the Aseret Dibra to the 10 mitzvot in the Parsha of Kedoshim to you, and it's basically like this: the 10 commandments were said to the entire people. Parshas Kedoshim to you was said to the entire people. The midrash says why it's a difference, right? The rest of the Torah was spoken to Moses, Moses to Aaron, Aaron's children, the elders, and then the whole people. So what's the connection? So the midrash says, if you look at the 10 commandments, you'll find in this parsha of Kedoshim to you, you will find 10 verses which parallel. It was taught. Why was this parsha of Kedoshim said to an assembly? Why in the irregular way, right? Why was it said to an assembly and not just Moses, etc.? Rabbi Levi says, because the 10 commandments are included in them. Do not covet corresponds to, and you shall love your neighbor as yourself. Wow, right? How does do not covet, mastering, becoming a master of do not covet, allow you to then love your neighbor? So I think there are two levels to the answer. First of all, you're not in competition with them anymore. Your neighbor has to deal with their pekalach and their challenges and their opportunities as best as they can, and I have to deal with mine. So we're not fighting anymore. We're not in competition anymore. So that opens up the ability to love them. But I think something much deeper, and it's almost paradoxical. When I realize, when I truly connect with my individuality and realize that I am unique, just like God is unique, I am unique, 100% unique. And I have to make of my life the best that I can. Then I realize that my neighbor's also unique. So they're 100% different, because they're absolutely unique, but 100% the same. Because on that level, in that idea of uniqueness, we're all the same. And it's natural to resonate with things which are similar to you. We love those things. When really, what do we love? We love ourselves. Love your neighbor who is like you, in the sense that just like you have a unique mission in this world, they have a unique mission in this world. When you have that, natural love will just flow. I love other people. I can relate to them. Oh, you have an opportunity. Beautiful. You have a challenge. Let's deal with that. What is it about? How can I help you? I understand opportunity and challenge because I have them all day myself. So, you know, what a depth from that. What a depth from that midrash. And I just want to conclude. We've got 2 more minutes. There's a Yiddish phrase. There's a Yiddish phrase called "farginnen," and this is a Yiddish phrase. I didn't grow up. I never knew this phrase. There's a Yiddish phrase called "farginnen," which is the opposite of envy. It's defined as a generosity of spirit, an unselfish, empathetic joy that something good has happened or might happen to another person. The Yiddish "farginnen" is a cognate of the German word "vergonnen," a relatively modern addition to Hebrew. The word was initial. The Yiddish word does not have a one-word equivalent in English. To fargin is to reach out with a big mazel tov to someone who receives good news, especially when they've been blessed with the very thing lacking in your own life. How do you know that you have mastered seeing your own life as a gift? Is when someone else is really successful and it doesn't irk you one bit. You're actually just delighted for them. Because you realize that's their life. I can't touch their life. Their life can't touch mine. We're individuals. Apples and oranges. Their life really doesn't say much about my life. And when I realize that, I'm able to embrace them fully and say, well, that's beautiful. You know, would you really want that opportunity? But it's the ability to say, I would not want that opportunity because it's not for me. Being able to get such a struggle in today's world of it's an individualistic world, but we've been trained to all run after the same things, which is such a shame because it lacks true individuality, which is self-expression in the most individual way, right? How many people are compelled to do things in this world which are not meant for them, but they want to keep up with the world, right? So let's complete over here conversation. There's an integration over here, which is so important because this is our last session on Do Not Covet. What does this diber mean to you as a core value? How can you think of it? How can you crystallize it? I use the word see your life as a gift. Use your own words. When can it be applied? When can it not be applied? What are the challenges you will face? This is not easy. This is a very high level thinking that we need to maintain all the time. And how can you overcome those obstacles on the way? Okay, friends, that completes our session over here.
The sound's gone, Rabbi. Can't hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Okay. Sorry?
I said I couldn't hear you, but I can hear you now. Rabbi, will you please send me that brochure that you gave us in the beginning about yourself? Will you SMS it to me?
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
How much could you not hear?
And just the last minute, the half of 30 seconds, maybe 20 seconds.
Oh, fine. So I was just asking you about helping.
Yeah, so
integration means thinking about do not covet in a very personal way. What does this mean for you, right? How can you bring this into your life? I see it as seeing, let's get this thing out the way, seeing your life as a gift. You know, to keep on reminding myself of that, to work on that, to think about that a lot. There are challenges that each of us have with that, and how you're going to overcome those challenges. So thank you for listening. Just in terms of next week, I think either we're going to have to do a Monday night or leave it for a week, because Tuesday night is not going to work, because it is Bedikas Chometz. People will be looking for Chometz.
Monday night, Rabbi.
Sorry?
I'm happy with Monday night. I hope
Monday
everybody
night.
else.
Is everyone, is there a general consensus? Can we do it on, we can start the next one on Monday night?
Yes.
I'm good.
Okay, fine. Excellent.
Thank you.
Mark, Peggy, works for you?
Yes.
Great, guys. All right. Thank you very much.